Yo, what's up, my friends? It's Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NFL Week 1 on Sunday, September 10th, 2023. We're going to have NFL player props, spreads, over-unders, totals here for you today. We got 5 picks that I think are great value bets for this Sunday NFL Week 1 slate. Opening week in the NFL, guys. Super excited to bring it to you. If you guys are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. We'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Results from Thursday night, guys. Obviously, we had our first game of the season on Thursday night between the Lions and the Chiefs. We ended up going 2-2 in that episode. We cashed a Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown for plus 130 value. And we also cashed the Lions plus 5.5 spread. We missed on Sky Moore over 41.5 receiving yards. He had 0. Rough night for the Kansas City wide receivers. Not just him. Kadarius Toney was awful as well. You guys probably saw that. It was absolutely terrible. Then we missed on Jahmyr Gibbs over 71.5 rushing and receiving yards. He got close. He got the 60. Just did not get the touches that we wanted to see. Really had a nice yards per carry and yards per reception thing going on. Just did not get the volume that David Montgomery did. So obviously, we will adjust to those things as we go. We'll try to be a little bit more careful here going forward. As far as our comment cappers, we did have one that put out a couple nice calls. We had Money Mitch calling the Lions money line and also St. Brown touchdown. Both of those cashed. Lions pulling out the Dubsky, guys. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. You guys see my Lions cornhole board? I am a die-hard Lions fan and Bills fan, if you guys didn't know. So that was an exciting night for me. We live streamed the game and just had a ton of fun. So hopefully, guys, we can get well into the green here at the start. We got 5 picks. Really would love to start the season with a 5-0 sweep here for our Week 1 Sunday games. We'll also have a video coming out for Monday Night Football as well, so be sure to check that out as well around 8 or 9 p.m. On Sunday night. We'll have that released. So make sure you guys look for that. That's Eastern time. All right, guys, without further ado, let's hop right into our picks for today. We got 5 of them to get after. Let's get this sweep, guys. At number 1, we are going with Anthony Richardson, under 193.5 passing yards here for the Indianapolis Colts. Minus 114 odds here on FanDuel. On BetRivers, sorry. So this is mostly about the Colts and the lack of weapons that they're offering Anthony Richardson, right? This is not what I would call the greatest situation for Richardson to walk into. Jonathan Taylor wanting to be traded, not going to be playing with the team here to start the week. And obviously that's going to hurt this Colts offense immensely. They rely on him so much. So without Taylor, this Colts offense is really going to be ugly. And I'm obviously very concerned with how that's going to look. But Richardson here, a dual threat quarterback, so we can expect him to run the football quite a bit as well. So that's definitely going to take away a lot of his pass attempts. And really, there just really isn't great options for him, right? You got Michael Pittman, and outside of that, this Colts receiving core, relatively inexperienced, doesn't have a lot to offer Richardson in this offense. And obviously, they're going to have trouble running the ball, too, with the lack of, Jonathan Taylor. And Richardson's going to have to shoulder that load. So we'll see how he handles it, but I definitely expect him to struggle here in his first start. With him obviously being a rookie, making his first start. It's going to be very fast, and he's just not going to have the guys that he can rely on that you need a rookie to rely on. So I think it's definitely going to be hindered by that. And I think this Jags defense is good enough to get it done, right? I think they're not obviously the greatest defense in the NFL, but I think they'll be good enough here to hold Richardson under. So love it there for our number 1 pick, guys. We're going Anthony Richardson, under 193.5 passing yards here for the Indianapolis Colts. Minus 114 odds here on BetRivers. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 5.5 spread here versus the Minnesota Vikings. Minus 110 odds here on FanDuel. My favorite spread, definitely my favorite spread play of the week, guys, when I was looking up and down the slate. If you guys remember the Minnesota Vikings from last year, they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They actually had a negative point differential, and they played a home playoff game. Really didn't make any sense. They obviously overachieved last year. Their defense was awful. And their offense didn't exactly get better in the offseason. They lost Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, 2 of their more trusted weapons on the offensive side, obviously outside of Justin Jefferson. So I think that's a big deal. They still got Hockenson and Jefferson and stuff like that. I understand that. And Madison's really not a bad running back either. But I think here I definitely think those losses are going to be felt, and the Vikings defense still isn't ready to take really that big of a leap forward yet. Brian Flores is coming in as defensive coordinator here for the Vikings, so that should definitely help them down the line. But early on, he's not going to be able to fix all the problems that they got going on here early on in the season. And really what I like here, guys, when I was thinking about this game, I'm thinking Baker Mayfield, right? 14 out of 15, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns in the preseason. Really looked pretty solid. And what he brings to this team is energy. And that's the big thing that I've been focusing on lately that I've bet into, right? The Detroit Lions, what do you think of? Energy. Colorado Buffaloes on the college side, what do you think of? Energy. You're going to have close games. You're going to have teams with a chance to win that play with energy and fight. And I think you'll see that here from Tampa. They still have a lot of the Super Bowl pieces together on the defensive side, so that's obviously a very good thing as well. And Mayfield's not walking into a totally inept offense. He's got weapons around him that he can use. And I really think this game will at the very least be close. I don't mind the money line for a little bit of a sprinkle, guys. It's about plus 200, which I think is honestly great value. But we'll take the spread here to be safe. Like I said, I think this game will definitely be close. And I expect the Bucs to compete here. So, love it there, guys, for our number 2 pick. We're going Tampa Bay Buccaneers, plus 5.5 spread here versus the Minnesota Vikings. Minus 110 odds here on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 3, we're going with the Pittsburgh Steelers money line here versus the San Francisco 49ers, plus 120 odds here on Caesars. So when I was thinking about this, guys, I was looking at the spread, seeing the 49ers like 2.5 point favorites. I'm like, they got to cover that, right? I mean, the 49ers are, they made the NFC Championship game. Steelers got Pickett in his second year. I mean, how good could they really be? Then I really started unpacking it and thinking about it. I'm like, I think Pittsburgh might be a really good surprise team this year. And if you get in on them early on in the season, I think that's the way to go. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. We saw Pickett play great in the preseason, 13 out of 15, 199, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And a big chunk of that, I was actually watching him play versus the Bills' starting defense, and he was tearing them up. And I was like, huh. And just even the energy in the stadium in a preseason game, I was like, wait a minute. This Pittsburgh team, I think, is expecting something this season. And it kind of showed at the end of last year. They won 6 of their last 7 games. Last year, really finishing out the season great. They ended up 10-6-1 against the spread last year. Both those marks obviously very good. And on the flip side, you get the 49ers here, 2-4 against the spread last year as a road favorite. So they didn't exactly handle being a road favorite well. Brock Purdy coming back from injury. How's all that going to look? I have my doubts right now with the 49ers. I think they'll end up getting there as the season goes, but this is a tough test going into Pittsburgh against Mike Tomlin, TJ Watt, that Pittsburgh defense, and an improving Kenny Pickett that honestly, like I said, I think he'll make a leap. I don't know if it'd be a quantum leap, but I think he'll definitely take a leap this year. You'll definitely see some consistent play from him. Just being very serviceable and getting it done at the quarterback position. Good enough for the Steelers to win games. So, like I said, TJ Watt is back strong. So I'm definitely going to take a shot here with the home dog. Mike Tomlin, I trust him. Improving Kenny Pickett. Let's roll Steelers money line here for our number 3 pick, guys. Plus 120 odds here on Caesars. Okay, and at number 4, we're going with Sam Howell. Over 209.5 passing yards here for the Washington Commanders. Minus 113 odds here on FanDuel. So, guys, in the preseason, Howell's another one that played really great in the preseason. 28 out of 37, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions this preseason. Obviously, that's terrific. He was 5th in ACC history in passing yards. So we know he could sling it around, right? Got some great weapons around him. Terry McLaurin, Dotson, Samuel, Bijan Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas. He's got a bevy of weapons around him. And I think he'll be able to definitely exploit this Cardinals defense, which allowed the 9th most passing yards last year. This season, coming into the season, they had the 29th ranked secondary according to ProFootballFocus.com. So we're not projecting them to be a great secondary by any means. They also allowed the highest success rate in 2022 versus the past. So this Cardinals defense, I think, is going to have a tough time versus this Commanders offense. I think Howell could really carve them apart with these weapons. And Howell really might be one of the better Commanders quarterbacks that we've seen in some time. Obviously Taylor Heineke was that guy for I think Howell could take it up a notch here for the Commanders and really get some good things going here for this offense, which has kind of been lacking for quite a while. So, love it though for our number 4 pick, guys. We're going Sam Howell, over 209.5 passing yards here for the Washington Commanders, minus 113 odds here on FanDuel. All right. And finally, at number 5, guys, we're going with Tyler Lockett, anytime touchdown here for the Seattle Seahawks, plus 170 odds here on FanDuel. So I absolutely love the value that we're getting on this one, guys. We saw Tyler Lockett catch a touchdown in both games versus the Rams last year, and he's going up against the Rams secondary that is now missing Jalen Ramsey. So that obviously helps him out. Anytime that's obviously going on, and he already had success versus them anyway. But this secondary is ranked 32nd on ProFootballFocus.com. So that's the type of matchup I'm looking for. I think he's definitely going to have some opportunities. He caught 9 touchdowns last year. Geno Smith threw 30 of them last year. So I think there's definitely going to be some opportunity here for Lockett. I love the value that we're getting. Plus 170 I think is fantastic value. And he'll have a chance to find his way into the end zone. I don't mind his receiving props as well. His catches, if you want to take his receptions over his yards. I think those are great looks as well. I think Lockett's, in store for definitely a big day versus his secondary. So, love it there for our number 5 pick, guys. We're going Tyler Lockett, anytime touchdown here for the Seattle Seahawks. Plus 170 odds here on FanDuel. All right, guys, that is going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. As always, appreciate all of your guys' support, guys. You guys absolutely rock. Make sure you guys give us a follow over on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at StraightFirePicks on all our social media sites. And also be sure to check out our Discord as well. It's absolutely free to do. You get access to more picks, chat, content like that. Definitely a great resource. People post great research in our Discord, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. And outside of that, I think that's going to do it for me. We're also going to have our Monday Night Football Best Bets video coming out on Sunday night around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure you guys look for that. Outside of that, that's going to do it for me. I wish you guys all the best of luck here in Week 1. Let's have a 5-0 sweep, guys. That's what we love to see, and get some great momentum going here at the channel. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.